When you create a new project, you're faced with this, a blank site. And you gotta create navbars and headers and footers, and it's so tedious. It would be awesome if there was a way to insert templates of these things so that you don't have to start from scratch. And that's what we're gonna do with sections. I like to start here, and we can insert a navbar above our page. When we do that, you're going to see this. 4 styles were added to your project. And that's because as you insert templates, if the templates use styles, we copy them into your project so that you own them. And we'll talk more about that later, but you'll see them in here. These all got copied into the project. And now we will insert a footer. Here we go. Put that below the page. So we have a navbar above the page and a footer below the page. And here's our page slot, which is where our page will show up. And this time, let's insert another section, but let's insert it through this button on the left, which shows up whenever you don't have any components yet. And we'll insert this nice header. And you can see that it shows up in that page slot right in between the header and the footer, right where it should in the layout. What are these buttons here? This one lets you quickly swap this header for different headers. So one section for another section within the same category. And let's go ahead and do this one with CTAs on it. Great. So that's just a helper to keep you from having to insert a new one and delete the old one. It can be nice if you're wanting to go through multiple options before you settle on one. And what does this button do? This one inserts a section after the section you're currently on. And there it is. Another cool thing about sections, and you can tell what they look like because they have a line above and below, is that you can't drop them inside of each other. So this helps you quickly rearrange your sections without worrying about messing up your composition, because you never really want a section to go inside of another section. Now, earlier we discussed that whenever you add a section to the page, if you don't have the classes, we copy them into your project. And this is really cool because, as you can see here, this is an outline button. And this came from the section that you added. And let's say that we want our outline button to have a radius. So we choose a large radius. You can see that it changes here and it changes here to keep consistency. So that's why we copy the classes into your project so that you own them. And from now on, if I drag out more sections that use outline buttons, they will look like the way that I have styled outline button. So as you build your site and as you style things, new sections that you drop in will start to look like your new styling. Let's go over how to create your own sections. Let's start by adding a new layout. And let's put our page inside. And what we want to do is put our layout here and have a layout on the outside that doesn't have this header and this navbar and this footer. So I'm going to come to this navbar and this footer, and we're going to drag those into this layout. And we're going to put the page slot between them, just like so. Now, if I click on our home page and we click on this new page, they have the layout set up properly, but now we have a site layout on the outside that is completely blank. And we'll create a new page. You can now see it doesn't have layout, and we'll call this one sections. And we'll give it the path sections, though this doesn't really matter. And we'll set it as draft so it doesn't publish. Control that shut. And so this here is now where we're going to house our sections. Let's go ahead and create one. Let's start by adding a box by hitting the B key on the keyboard. And we gained some classes like container earlier whenever we inserted the sections from the library. So let's go ahead and use that. Container, if you look at it, it sets a max width, an auto margin, and a width of 100%. So this just keeps your content from going full width on large devices. And inside of that, let's insert a column. And on this column, we'll use section, which also we got from the library. And it sets a padding top and a padding bottom. And inside of that, we'll hit the 1 key to insert a heading 1. We'll hit the P key to insert a paragraph. And with that, we have a really simple section that we can add to our library. To do that, we'll right-click, and we'll come down and we'll mark it as a section. And you can see we already get our nice little plus icon. And further, we'll come down and we will add it to our library. And you can know that it's in your library by this little icon here. Now, if we go back to our site, like our homepage, and we go to the Insert menu and we go to Sections, you now see that your project has a section for your heading 1, and it has all the same features. I can't drop it into my existing section. I can only drop it before or after. And if we go down, here it is. And I can swap it out. There aren't any, but I could swap it out with other sections within the sections page, or I can add another section after. And so your sections get categorized by the page name that they're on. So I called this one sections, but you could have called it headers, or you could have called it footers, or whatever you want. And then that page will house all the swappable items, and it will do that for you. If you do create a library of sections, you can easily just click publish and publish them as a library. You will receive a link that you can share with other people, and then they will be able to insert your sections to quickly wireframe out their own sites. And that's going to wrap it up. So for more videos like these, please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have questions or you have feedback, you can leave them in the comments, or you can join us on our Discord channel. All right, thank you. See you on the next one.